There have been endless scams in the crypto space. FTX, Luna, the Hawktwa girl, celebrity endorsements everywhere. It's nearly impossible to know whose advice you should follow and who you shouldn't. I've been trading for over 20 years, stock market, and then in the last 7 years in the crypto space, and I've seen every trap the beginners fall into. Hell, I fell into some of them myself when I first started out. I've blown up accounts, made every emotional mistake in the book, and learned the hard way what separates the 1% who make it from the other 99% who lose money. And since then, I've now made over millions, don't want to say exactly how much, trading crypto futures. Now, legally, I have to tell you, crypto is risky. Don't listen to anything I say. This is all for entertainment purposes. But these results actually are typical for my students who follow the system. So in this video, I'm going to expose the biggest traps that no one ever talks about. The ones that are probably killing your trading right now without you even realizing it. The whole copy trading and signal trap. Why following other people's trades without understanding them is financial suicide. About copy trading, a lot of people ask, even when they reach out to us, hey, can I just copy trade? If you join our mastermind, we do give signals, and you can certainly just take those signals and enter those positions. If you don't understand why you're doing it, if you don't understand what the signal's for, if you don't understand exactly the meaning behind the signal and why I'm even giving that signal at that time, then you'll always be dependent on the signal. And so this is a big problem that a lot of people have. They don't want to take the time to learn anything. Everybody wants the easy button. In fact, if they could, they would just have me trade for them or set their account up to where every time I take a signal or take a trade, it automatically trades for them. And I know that might sound convenient for you, but we don't trade that way. I don't manage anybody's money. I don't trade for other people. We simply educate people and teach people how to read the charts. It's price action trading. We are teaching technical analysis. And once you understand what you're seeing on the chart, once you understand how to actually enter position, exit position, and how to do it with proper risk management, i.e. using the right leverage with the right amount of risk capital, meaning your margin. If you have $10,000 in your account and you're risking the whole thing on a trade at a 100x leverage, that's idiotic, and that is a recipe for getting your account blown up, meaning losing everything. But if you have $10,000 in your account and you're risking 5% of your account balance, that's $500. And if you have a 10% stop loss on that, you're really only risking $50 on that trade. If we have our take profit target at 1% move in the market, but we're at 10x leverage, then you're going to get a 10% gain on that move. So it's like when you understand all of this, you pass the go test, then you can take the signal. And I think it's good for you to know all that first before you do it. And when you do start doing it, you should be doing it with small amounts of money, with small amounts of risk in case it doesn't go exactly as planned. That way, while you're practicing, if you do have some minor losses or your stop loss gets hit, it's not catastrophic. You live to trade another day because you're doing it the proper way. I always tell people when you're first learning how to do this, you should become consistently profitable first before you start raising your margin or depositing more money into your account. And so we teach how to do this the proper way, but I cannot be in your living room or your kitchen table or at your desk making you push the right buttons. People do take risks. People say, okay, yeah, I've seen enough, Nico. Yeah, just give me the signal. And they take the signal and they're like, well, if he's doing it, it must be a good trade. So I'm going to go ahead and instead of using a 5% margin, I'm going to use a 50% margin. Instead of using 5x leverage, I'm going to use 50x leverage. Instead of having a stop loss at 10%, I'm going to move that like way out of the way just to make sure it doesn't get hit at 30%. Then they wonder why they have bigger losses when there are losses. Now, even if I'm at a 70% win ratio, guys, the 30% where our stop loss gets hit, if you're not using proper risk management, that can hurt you. So obviously, you got to do it consistently the right way. Basically, copy trading just makes people lazy and prevents them from learning actual trading skills. So here, as you can see, this is our signal group. This is my signal channel, my partner signal channel. We also have several other signal channels. And here is the wins wall. When you scroll through this wins wall, these are members of our mastermind posting their wins every day. Look at this, hundreds of them, just one right after another, multiple double and triple digit gains. Okay, but one thing that these members understand is they know how to get into these trades themselves, find these trades themselves, because if I scroll through this, you'll notice that a lot of these are not even from the signals I've given. Basically, what it means is once they learned how to actually take the signals and understand how to enter and exit a position, they can go find many, many more trades on their own. I can't possibly keep track of every trade setup that is out there right now where you could make multiple double and triple digit gains. I'm only one person. So what I do is I teach people exactly how to do this so that they can go and do it on their own, and they can spend the time to find trade it setups on hundreds of different cryptos that are out there right now on the platform that we trade on. So if you want to learn proper trading discipline and avoid these traps that I'm speaking of here while learning the crypto wormhole method, I'm going to do a free live training where I'll show you how to build real trading skills. The first link in the description below will secure your spot. So click on that and I'll see you on the next live call. Back to the video. The next problem that people have is overtrading. Overtrading kills profits. What I see happening all the time is when people get into trading, they immediately are so excited about trading that they think they need to be doing a lot of it. Maybe they enter a trade position or take a signal that I give and they make a 100% gain. And they're so excited about that they're ready to get right back in. As soon as they close that trade out, they're like, hey, Nico, where's the next signal? Which way is it going to go now? What should I go, long or short? And I'm like, calm down, grasshopper. Okay, this is not a trade setup. So we're going to wait for the next trade setup. A lion sits in the grass waiting for the gazelle to run by or the herd of wildebeest. They don't go out there chasing all of these animals around and wasting their energy and killing themselves. They sit and wait for the right opportunity to strike. And when they strike, they feed their entire family for all day long. They feast and then they just relax and lay on their back and rub their belly until they're hungry again. And when they're hungry again, then they get there in the position and they wait in the tall grass for the next opportunity. If you just understand that little simple strategic mind shift, then you will become a much more successful trader, because most people overtrade, but opportunities in the trading space is like the bus station. If you miss the bus, there's another one coming in 10 to 15 minutes. So just chill and relax and wait. And that's never going to end, guys. The crypto market, or I should say Bitcoin in and of itself, goes up and down anywhere from 1% to 5% per day, every day, day in and day out. If you miss a trade signal, if you miss a trade, then there's another one coming. Don't worry about it. Overtrading is one of the worst things you can do. And sometimes in the beginning, you're going to do that until you learn the lesson. It's kind of like telling a kid not to touch the hot stove. You can tell them all day long, but until they actually touch the stove and get burnt, they won't really understand why they shouldn't touch the hot stove. So overtrading, don't do it. Revenge trading, that's another problem that people have. Revenge trading is, let's just say you take a loss. You got $1,000 on the trade and you take a 50% loss. This shouldn't happen to you, especially if you're in our group, because you're going to have proper risk management in place where you don't lose more than 5 or 10% of your margin on a trade. But in case you didn't use a stop loss and the trade goes against you and you allow it to go 50% against you and you just lost $500 on your $1,000 risk, revenge trading is trying to get back that $500. And here's the problem. If you have $1,000 on your margin and you lose $500, that's 50% loss. But you have to make back 100% just to get back to your $1,000. Now, isn't that strange? So when you understand this is where people dig themselves even deeper. They revenge trade. They try so hard to get that 500 back that they will risk more on that next trade just to get back. And then if that's not a winner, now they're down another notch and then another notch. Please don't revenge trade. Keep your strategy disciplined, meaning you're going to consistently do the same thing over and over again. And you're going to build your account, build your account, build your account, build your account. Oops, 10% loss. Next trade, 10% loss. Next trade, 50%, 80% gain. Next trade, 100% gain. Next trade, 300% gain. Next trade, 15% loss, 10% loss. Out of 10 trades, let's just say, 7 are winners, 3 are losses. On the 3 losses, you lose $100 each, but on the 7 winners, you make $500 to $1,000 each. As you can see, your gains far exceed your losses, and you are a consistently profitable trader. Your account will continue to grow. There will be losses. Now, don't get me wrong. I've had weeks where I've had no losses. I've had months where I was 95% wins, but you can't consistently do that over and over again. And we have members in our group that are at 90% plus win ratio. And the reason why is because they don't wait for a TP or a take profit target to get hit. As soon as they're 20, 30% profit, they just close that trade out and they wait for the next trade setup. That's another trick and strategy to become a more consistently profitable trader. I always tell people in our group that you will never go broke taking profit. A lot of people are like, Nico, I'm up 20%. Should I close this out? Should I add more contracts? Should I increase my leverage? I know it's got a ways to go before it hits the TP that you said. And I said, just close the trade out and take the profit if you want. Yeah, but if I do that, what if it keeps going up? Yeah, but what if it doesn't keep going up? What if it goes back down on you and you miss the opportunity to take profit? So guys, this is greed and fear working. This is a mental thing when you're trading. It's a mindset issue. And once you conquer the fear and greed, you can become a consistently profitable trader. Because of that, I see people change systems consistently instead of sticking to one approach long enough to master it. Don't do that. You have to stick to a strategy that works, that's already been time tested and proven, and stick to it until it works for you you. And then instead of trying to add things to it, reduce the things that weren't working until you're just constantly profitable. With me, I learned to focus on wedge breakout patterns instead of trying to trade everything. And that's what made the huge difference for me. I talk about that in a previous video. So wedge breakouts, apex breakouts, guys, this happens almost every day, but even if only a couple or 2 or 3 times a week, that's enough to make you a good living, multiple 6 figures a year if you just understand this basic strategy. Like I said, if you want to learn more, click the first link in the description and get registered for our upcoming live workshop where I'm going to go over in detail exactly how we do this. And you will see me trade live right on your screen, maybe make hundreds, if not thousands right in front of your eyes. And then you can determine whether you can do this or not. I'm sure you can because we've got people in our group who've never done this before, making winning trades within their first couple weeks of being in our group. So definitely get registered for that and I'll see you there. Back to section 3 of this video, the leverage addiction. And this really destroys accounts, guys. What beginners do is they get addicted to high leverage because of early lucky wins. That just basically means, you got a 50-50 chance, right? It's either going to go up or down. So you could throw a dart and be lucky 50% of the time. And this is what happens a lot of times with new traders is they'll get into trading. They'll put $5,000 in their account or 1,000 or 10,000, doesn't matter. They will go long because they see the market moving in that direction and they'll make 100% gain. They'll have 50x leverage or 80x leverage because they think it's cool because they only have $1,000 on this trade or they have $100 at risk on this trade. So they go 100x leverage. So now they're trading with $100 times 100 and all of a sudden it works. And they're like, holy cow, I just made $1,000 on that trade. It moved 10% and I made, 100x leverage. I just turned $100 into $1,000 in 10 minutes. And they think this is easy. And so therefore, what do? They say, oh, well, I'm never going to trade with low leverage now. And the next trade they do 80x leverage or 100x leverage and it goes slightly against them and boom, they get liquidated and they lose that $100. They do that 3 more times in a row and they're like, oh shit, what am I doing wrong? What they don't understand is they're not using proper risk management and they're using extremely high leverage. And a lot of people are addicted to high leverage because, hey, if you don't have to use your own money and you can use the bank's money and you can use extremely high leverage, it's just a matter of time before you get lucky and make a lot of money. And that logic can get you ruined and get your account blown up. And when I say blown up, all I mean is you go through your initial deposit. And then what do you have to do? You have to deposit more. Now, I will admit that some of the most successful traders that I've ever known blew up their account many times before they finally learned the lesson. Only difference between them and the majority of the people is they just never gave up. They just kept losing money until they finally understood. But most people don't do that. Most people will put $1,000 in an account or 5,000 or 10,000, blow up an account and say forget this, I'm never doing this again. And then they will never learn the skill and they will forever think that this is a scam, this is gambling, this doesn't work, it's too hard. And the reality is all they might have needed to do was pivot or tweak a couple little things in their strategy to never have that problem again. And some people just never learn that lesson. Over half of the people won't even ever try. I would say that 25 to 30% of the people will quit after 3 failed attempts at something. 10% move really slowly to take action. Too slow. They're overthinking. By the time that a good trade setup happens, the opportunity's gone. They miss it. And they always just have excuses as to why they didn't do it. And then I would say just 8%, 10% probably get distracted. They get shiny object syndrome. They start trading. They get in the groove of it. And then all of a sudden, oh, look at this Shopify store. Oh, I can hire this guy to build me an Amazon FBA store. I can buy a laundromat and have passive income. All I got to do is go take the profit out every week. Guys, you're never going to become successful if you have shiny object syndrome. And we all have it to some degree, but you need to ignore the shiny objects, stay focused like a laser until you master this. And that leaves just what? 1%? The people who stick with it, the ones who win, yeah, that's kind of the way it is. 1% of the people in physical shape walking around with washboard apps. 1% of the population are flying around in private jets sipping champagne during a recession. Why is that? You can be mad at these people if you want, or you can become one of them. But I will tell you this, in order to become one of them, you have to do what 99% of the other people are not willing to do. This is just a fact of life. Don't hate the messenger here, guys. I know for a fact that I am the most laziest rich person that you will ever meet. And I'm not even considered rich compared to the rich. I'm just better off than a lot of people. But that's because I do just barely more than most. I still walk every morning. I eat healthy. I cut out all carbs and sugar. I still go to the gym. And yes, I complain on the way. I don't feel like doing it. But the difference between me and the majority is that I just do it anyway. This video, for instance, I got to put this video out on YouTube. I got to do one every week. Do you think I feel like doing that every week? No. I love what I do and I love talking about it. It's not that I don't feel like doing it. It's just I'm so busy helping hundreds of other members in our mastermind and doing webinars and stuff. Sometimes it's a time crunch just to fit the time in to do a 15 to 20 minute video and to do 3 or 4 of them for the whole month. And so my point is that you will see me consistently doing videos. You will see me consistently exercising. You will see me consistently eating right because I care about all these things. And if I was just really lazy. If I was like the 99%, I'd be sitting on the couch eating bonbon. I would make excuses not to exercise. I would be getting fatter and fatter and fatter. I would not do the work that it takes to get the results that I need to get to make money, and I would be getting broker and broker and broker. Instead, I'm making more and more and more, and I'm investing that money in other things and growing my wealth. Just don't chase shiny objects. Just stay in the game. 99% of your competition won't do that. If you could just do those things, you will become a consistently profitable trader. You will consistently get better and better and better. You will look better. You will feel better. All those things, if you do them all at the same time, concurrently with each other, you will just become a much better version of yourself. Most people fail at trading, not because they can't learn the technical skills, but because they can't control their emotions and stick to a disciplined approach. The traders who make it long-term are the ones who learn to avoid these traps early. They treat trading like a business and focus on consistency over home run trades. So if you want to learn how to build real trading discipline while avoiding these account-killing mistakes, I'm hosting a free training on the crypto wormhole method. Hit the first link in the description below to grab your spot, and I will see you on the live event.